all of you. First of all, I would like to thank Vice Chancellor of the University, as well as the Dean of the Faculty, as well as the Dr. Ali Bhutto and the organizing committee, inviting me to deliver this keynote speech of your annual research symposium of the university. And as you can see, my title for today's talk is i-LMS, Harnessing the Generative AI for Personalized Learning in Moodle, which has become one of the interesting research topic which I'm dealing these days. So I find it's good to share with you. Since this type of a talk should be a collaborative one, where I would like to see your contribution, participation. Therefore, I have created an event on the slido.com with the code today, date, and the month as 611. You can go there and post any question, anything, even after or during the conference, but I will start replying to them after the keynote speech, as well as next couple of days. So what I'm going to talk today is, as you can see here, transformation. Things are changing due to the IR 4.0, Industrial Revolution 4.0. So what are these changes? How things are happening? How AI will start changing the things, including our education systems. We all know the learning management systems plays a very important role in all our universities, especially it was one of the important resources that we had during the pandemic time to provide the education in a remote basis, even for a short period. And also, we also face lots of problems due to the resources. For example, teaching assistants, okay, who are playing a very important role in the teaching learning process. But now, due to the various reasons, we have a less number of teaching assistants. So can't we get some sort of technology support? That's something that I will highlight in this talk today. So the teaching assistant bot is something, technological things what we have worked on. Then the other one is, well, all these things we are gradually integrating with the traditional learning management systems to make them intelligent. So AI will be in a part of the LMS. So not only the bot, there are so many things that we can do it and include. And these, the development work will have lots of advantages. One side, people who are doing on IT or related things on the teaching and research and development. But at the same time, everybody will have an opportunity to use this technology for their work, and including some of the future work I will highlight, as well as the way how you can really take this research. As Vice Chancellor mentioned, most of the time we discuss about the research, but we really need to think about taking research outcome into the practical world and take things forward. Okay, with that, let me start the things. Yeah, transformation. It's nothing but all about the changes that are taking place. But as you know, these changes sometimes will be on the personal level, changes happening. As an individual, we have to undergo lots of changes. Sometimes the organizational changes will happen. So then we also have to change ourselves, when the individually or organization. At the same time, environment also will have to change. So all these factors will start making in a new life. Sometimes they are positive, sometimes they are negative. Generally, people don't like changes because with the changes, some sort of a threat is there. At the same time, a kind of a risk. But without taking risk, we cannot move forward. Make all these threats and the risks as opportunities where we can start the new era in our working environment. Higher education institutes, they must change. If they don't change, as you can see, very soon they will become museums where the people will visit. So changes, if the changes are happening, it's in our duty to plan for these changes. Without planning, if we face changes, sometimes we feel lots of difficulties. So the planning becomes a part of the transformation. And just planning is again is not enough. We really need to move forward with these plans according to the way things are happening in the whole world. So as what you can see on these changes, what will happen in what we call the digital transformation. I think it is a very hot topic that people are talking about these days in the everywhere. It's something that when it happens, all the processes will start changing. So if we take a simple example from our daily life, I think a few years ago, if you wanted to get an appointment with a doctor, you had to visit the hospital and then have to take the appointment and then again visit when the doctor comes there. So at least a 2 visit. But now things have changed a lot. Without going, you can remotely make a booking or appointment. And even you can make the payment. Suppose on the day, if you have a problem of going there, you can have an audio, video, remote consultation with the doctor. So the whole processes, when these changes happen, the new environment, new processes, everything will have to be happen. So the same thing we experience in the educational context. I think usually we every day come for the lectures and we are having a face-to-face environment. But again, that context also will change because of the digital transformation. So the conferences, those days we had in a physical, but most of the conference today are taking place online environment. But in that context, we really need to make some changes. And without changing, if we try to do, things may not be successful. Transformations are always linked with this industrial revolution. As you may have heard, IR 1.0 is happened more than around 120 years ago. Okay, and then probably what happened because of this steam engine. Okay, lots of changes happened in the whole society. Everything changed. Later, electricity making a big impact. But around 1970, computers started coming into the society. And at very beginning, it was at a very smaller scale, but gradually it started spreading everywhere. And all the processes start changing. But now, what is the next? As you may have heard, what we call the IR 4.0. So IR 4.0 will come with so many technologies with that one. And the key word, as you have already learned, is AI, artificial intelligence. So this IR 4.0 will make the whole world more autonomous and allowing people not to do all the tedious work. The situation will be quite different. It will come with the frontier technologies as I'm listed here. But as you can see, the time gap between IR 4.0 and the 3.0, it's almost around 50 years. But 5.0, the time will be reduced. And already IR 5.0 is started. You may have heard something called a humanoid. Okay, there's a talking machines, and just like in a human, they will start coming. And even sometimes they will do the teaching just like us. They will do the research. They will do everything, administration. And they will be in a competitive party who will work with us. So it's not alarming, but in a few decades or sometimes in another 10 to 15 years of time, these things will come. So evolution is the part of the thing that will happen due to the digital transformation. But the way things are practiced in the IR 3.0 will not be valid for the IR 4.0 because there are lots of changes we will have to introduce. If we don't introduce, we will face a lot of challenges. So especially, we need to come up with a new model to practice this Industrial Revolution 4.4, the transformation that will bring to the whole society. Okay. And then if we quickly looked at the way things are happening in the digital transformation, there are several stages that will happen. If we look back the IR 3.0, still we are at the end of that era, but still that should be very important, because these transformations are not jumping transformations. They built on the one of the other thing. So the IR 4.0 will not be very successful if you are weak on the IR 3.0. So the first one is this digital transformation. First stage is creating the digital objects, and that may be the digital artifacts, and we may be scanning, creating lots of digital documents. What we did it, I mean, 2 decades ago, everything we wanted to convert into digital format, and then sharing through the website or using them with the projectors and the other ways to show it to the other people. So many things happened. So that was the kind of a tedious work at the very beginning, creating the digital content. Some of the things will be structured, some of the things will be unstructured. For example, if you scan a document, it is an image. You can't search that one. It's an unstructured version. But if you create a digital document using the Word or Excel or PowerPoint, you can search. And that's becoming a part of a structured document. But the meaning of structured and unstructured go further. So I'm not going into detailed technical thing. So after that, in the second stage is what is known as digitization. Digitalization is where you started creating a system to put our digital content or artifact. For example, learning management system. We established, without a learning management system, we have a digital content that doesn't make any sense. So we really need to create a system to distribute, manage, maintain all these digital objects. So that became a second stage. That's what we followed in the IR 3.0. And with that, we also get some sort of support, the system support to automate some of the process. So the process will be much more easier. It was not like sharing things from the website. So streamline the process is some of the important thing what we observe in the second stage of the digitization. And for example, with the LMS, you can put the courses and the student can come and interactive content, like as you can see there. So everybody will be able to access them. Then the third level is just having the LMS is not going to help the people. People really need a business model. Business model where these things can be really practiced. Without the business model, if we try to do the things just like the way we did in the past, it will not be successful. I think, for example, you may remember due to the COVID pandemic, we suddenly moved into the online environment, but it was not e-learning. It was an online delivery. Most of our academics are doing lectures and doing all the work, including the examination, just like the way we did in the classroom. But we didn't have a new business model for that one. Then it will be a failure. And it's a failure is because we failed to introduce a new business model. So with this new business model is what will really bring the value of the digital transformation, where the traditional campus-centric or teacher-centric or directed learning environment will transform in the new business model in the network-centered, where remotely people can connect, learner-centric, interactive learning with some facilitation. So these are the three stages what we observe on the traditional IR 3.0 environment. So then IR 4.0, what will really happen? They are built on everything what we put on the IR 3.0, and which contains the whole lot of data, digital data. And the data is considered to be the oil for the IR 4.0. So applications are development based on them and depend on these data. And it's not like in a small piece of data, huge quantity of data, sometimes called is a big data, and the data in a form that can be accessed and used by the different system, including what we call the frontier technologies, automation, and big data things, cloud computing environment, autonomous, and things like Internet of Things, okay? And will provide lots of automation on top of this data environment. So we call that one a data-driven. Just to give you some idea what will really happen in the past, during the IR 3.0, we, in fact, input into the system the rules, or what we call the models, and the data. And we want computers to carry out the work according to our instruction, okay, and produce the data or the what we call the answers. So the computers are just as slaves. They just follow our instructions. But in IR4, the computers are taking the full control of the situation. We just give the data and we'll tell about the few answers. So what sort of an answers that what we really expect from this so-called. And we are not worried and thinking about creating a model. And the computers are given the powers to identify a suitable power. And then they create the model. Then after that, they can apply this model into their. So basically, they produce a model and they apply that model. So the users are becoming a kind of a person who are inputting the data, and they do not want to worry about how things are happening. So this is to some extent is an alarming message to all of us, because the computers are taking control of the many of the things. So this the new era which comes on there, I term it as a D4, or the fourth level, is a new stage in the digital transformation. The digital transformation, what we see in the IR 3.0, is has become a kind of an old or outdated transformation. The new transformations will analyze, interpret the data to drive fast, better decision, discover the idea, innovative solution with the data and analytics. And most of these things are provided by the systems. And we just wanted to sit and get all these things into our hands. So, so in the data-driven context, we need to involve collecting the data, extracting the pattern facts from the data, utilizing those facts to make inferences that influence the decision-making process. The good example, there are so many examples. I think everybody here knows about the ChatGPT, which took a kind of a big momentum in the whole world. How really this happens, just like in a computer system, talking like in a man. I mean, those days people were thinking about these kind of systems. It was a dream. I mean, when we were kids, I remember we watched some movies like computer movies which talks about like a man, the very famous one like the Knight Rider. Some of you may have watched a talking car, and just like a driving and telling, advising everything to the man. So those things are today becoming a reality, including this driverless cars. So ChatGPT is a conversational AI applications where you can ask any question, and it's a tool developed by the company called OpenAI. And it's a bot, and it's based on something called the generative pre-trained transformer, and which is something built on a kind of a model called the large language model. And it has some human support, and they have so many versions. I have a little bit of an outdated version. The latest versions are much more powerful than what is shown here, and they can do a detailed analytics, can provide lots of support for the people. So it was developed just like the way the human was developed. I mean, the early stage, it's using a mechanism called generative pre-training, like a small baby learns from the parents. And the second stage is where the children learns from the school. We call the supervised fine-tuning. And then the third stage, it becomes a more advanced thing, kind of reinforcement learning. So like the way when the people go to the university, they learn, they apply, they create new things, and they start becoming more mature. So these are the three stages, but technical description, I don't want it to go. It's based on something called the unsupervised learning environment. So initially it has a supervised environment, but later it becomes unsupervised. For example, most of you may have some experience of predictive text. When you are typing, you don't want to type the whole word. You can type only the part of the word. The balance is identify the system. That is based on the statistical approach. Okay. And what they have done, they have taken every knowledge, every document, all these things as in the internet as an input to this large language model, and create known as a CNN, convolutional neural network, a huge network, and where it was later trained to provide an answer for any questions to go. So the basic structure is that anybody can understand. with all these things, what we have seen, so many AI applications are coming in education today. And some of the things are the task automation. So a process called the robotic process automation, which will help to automate lots of works. And it is expected the workforce, 50% of the workforce could be reduced because of an RPA, and it will be much more better with respect to the quality and the speed. Personalized learning is another big advantage, and it goes individual situation, and they will make the more capable people. And universal access, I mean, that's what I said, no need to go to the university to learn today. You can learn anything from anywhere. And smart content creation. And for example, we as a teachers, we don't want to put an effort to create the slides. We just say what you really want, and the system will create the slides for you. Teaching the teacher, and most of the time we struggle, we don't know the latest thing, what is really happening. And the systems can help to do this one, to update the teachers. And also the teachers do not want to worry, they can get the statistical reports about the classroom, about the good students, weak students, and where you really need to interfere. And 24 hours, 24/7 assistance can be created. So the student will not come and ask the question, they will first try to ask the question from the bot. And the bot will be able to more capable to answer better than you and I to answer the questions. So this concept of AI-powered chatbot has become the kind of during the last 10 years, big thing that's happening. And some people were talking about replacing the human tutors, and they can do a better role. Continuously monitoring the student and remind and pending learning activities. So in the LMS, if people don't do it, the bot will send the messages to the student, maybe WhatsApp, maybe an email, some other way, and asking, you haven't done, this is the deadline, you have to do this one. And always it keeps on monitoring. If it doesn't do it, it can report to the other people. Guide to find the literature based on the performance. I mean, this is a tedious work. We all know if you are doing the kind of a research or anything, we'll have to do the literature survey. But those days, to do a literature survey, we have to spend sometimes a few months for a particular topic, particular things. Now it has become a one-day's work. Because of an AI tool, you can do the literature survey. I mean, in a quality-wise and the speed-wise is a much more faster. Report to the teacher if attention is required. I mean, so the AI is trying to mediate the problems if there is a request. So they will contact teachers or the parents and assistants with respect to the subject matter. Always they can answer and provide the kind of tutorials. I mean, the talking bots are there, just like not like in a way speaking. Now, for example, if you are using the ChatGPT app, it can talk, it can answer for the question what you come. So the bot is helping the teacher, not only the students, and helping to improve the course content and creating the multiple choice questions. And there is a very recent work is done on the learning management system. We were earlier putting a lot of effort to create the quizzes, but now quizzes can be generated. And if you just upload your material to there. There was a nice video which you can watch, this one called the Jill Watson, even a few years ago. I'll share with this all the slides, and you can, of course, follow it up if you are really interested. So now I jump into the work what we have done during the last, probably when I got interested during the last 1.5 years after finishing my administrative duties at the UCSC, I start thinking about developing a bot. My first try was to, lots of students are asking question about our external degree program, BIT, and our non-academic staff members always make the wrong answers for their questions. So I wanted to have a system. We had a kind of what is called the frequently asked question. Based on that, we created a model, but we used a traditional mechanism to create the system, and then looked at the question and answer. It was not generative AI approach. We used the machine learning model to create this one. But unfortunately, it was not very successful. So it's always, sometimes it's give a good correct answer, but there isn't a possibility it gives a wrong answers. Some of the questions are very difficult. So in fact, we didn't launch this one to the outside world. because of the there is no assurance it will always provide a good answer. So it's a 50 to 50 kind of a ratio at that time. But later, when this with the ChatGPT, generative AI started becoming, and also the Gemini, and we got an interest, okay, rather than going for the administrative question, what about the subject matter question? Can we have it like a teaching assistant who will always help? And we now also, you know, that very difficult to find the teaching assistant. We don't have a permission to recruit them on one side. On the other side, they are not willing to come because of the other reasons and so many issues. So we have at the same time large number of students coming. So the teaching assistants still play a big role. So how about developing a bot as a teaching assistant to provide the answer? So that it was our second version. We developed the system using the large language model, the OpenAI, and we use the GTP 3.5 Turbo, and using I started with that with one of my course in the software engineering, putting all my course content, syllabi, references, textbooks. So when the students wanted to ask a question like this, they can type, and the answer is provided based on my notes and other things. So it's a different from the same question when you posted on the ChatGPT, and that's first give the priority for the notes and what is available in the course. This tool is publicly available. You can also try. It's called the chat@ucsc.cmb.ic, and it's specially developed for the software engineering subject, and you can try it, and I'm happy to invite all of you to try this one and see. And the next thing was, in fact, to take it. I mean, this is another example which we tried when you asked a basic question. And it was developed based on the large language model, and we fine-tune based on my course material, and we use a mechanism called retrieval augmented generation, known as a RAG, and the prompt engineering is the basis which was behind. So you can use this URL if someone is really interested to know a little bit about how the work is done and how it can be done further. So then we also did a kind of I use it for my courses and asked students to look at. They were very fond of that one, and they gave lots of good feedback, because they don't want to worry going after the other people, searching everywhere. They can go directly to the bot and ask the question, and sometimes they can copy some of the part of the note and ask, can you explain? And it provides a kind of a better explanation than what appears in my slides. And then I put this one into the part of the LMS, not in the outside. So within the course, the student can chat with the bot and asking question, and it provides the answers to those questions, and it can saved, and he can go back and look at. So it's in a one-to-one interaction that happens with the LMS. LMS is answering for the students. That was not there earlier. LMS was just holding the material and giving the facilities to carry out the activities. But then I got an idea, can't we get this one into the discussion forums? Because most of the discussion forums are failures. Our people ask questions, then if nobody is answering, that question is gone. And I can show the real systems. Here is the screenshot of that. In the discussion forum, when a student put in a question, it take a time, it monitors. If nobody answers, it comes and answers just like a human in the discussion forum. Then the students got interested, and if they do a wrong posting, they also correct. And this teaching assistant bot became a kind of an active component in the learning management system. I tried this one with my postgraduate as well as an undergraduate program. So what we have seen, the Moodle LMS is designed to manage courses, not learning. I mean, that was the traditionally, LMS is just the dump system, just to facilitate the whole thing. But now it facilitates learning, and how to expand online learning services and facilitate learning management system. It's not only the bot. There are so many ways you can do it. So the TA bot version 4.0, only one example, but you can find so many other ways how it can be done. So if I go back, just to finally, I want to say, these digital transformations work in our working context in the educational environment doesn't happen as a part of a natural evolution. For that, we have to wait another 10 to 20 years. We need to work and organize and take actions to make things happen. Okay. And then only we can take the maximum advantage of the situation. DX projects empower the organization with digital governance to the sustainable development. I mean, that's one of the most important topic that most of the time we are talking about. And it will bring the cost reduction, increase the working business environment, increase the productivity, competitive advantages. We will be able to take it. And already we have to do that one and adaptive process based on the user experience. So that is the key message that I would like to share with all of you. And benefits for the higher education is a much more effective teaching and learning environment that can be made. Otherwise, our universities could become museums. New business model, again, just the AI doesn't make any sense if we don't do it. Now, lots of people think about this assessment isn't in a crisis because the students and teachers can put the whole question and the ChatGPT can provide a better answer. And creating a report could be automated. So then you need to change the business model, improve the research capabilities and the collaboration, and it empowers the organization stakeholders with the more opportunities. Okay. I have seen lots of people consider this as a threat. But of course, if you try to do the past thing as it is definitely a threat. If you don't change with these changes, then they become opportunities for the future. DX direct impact on the economies of the organization and deep coordinated shift of all the operations. So that's the main thing that I'm happy to talk about today as in a keynote speech in the conference. I hope this will give a good understanding and other things. And I'm inviting once again with all the members who are the participants. You can post the question, interact with that, and I'll share the slide set with Dr. Ali Bhutto, and you can get it them, all the registered participants, and hope you will enjoy and also you will contribute for this development in the future. Thank you very much. From my side, Dr. Ali Bhutto.
Thank you very much, dear sir. With deep gratitude, we honor to With deep gratitude, we honor Senior Professor P.Hewagamage, our distinguished keynote speaker at ARS 2024 on 6th of November 2024. At Faculty of Applied Sciences, Southeastern University of Sri Lanka, for your invaluable role in enriching our scientific research session. This veneer symbolizes our appreciation for his invaluable contribution and commitment to advancing knowledge in our academic community. We present this to Professor P.Hewagamage, acknowledging his crucial contribution in ensuring the success of ARS 2024. Thank you very much again, dear sir.
Thank you very much. I accept the gift. Thank you.
As we conclude this inauguration session, I would like to invite Dr. W. Sudesh Udekanta, Secretary of ARS 2024, to deliver the vote of thanks. Dr. Udekanta will express our appreciation to those who made this event successful.
Respected Vice Chancellor, Keynote Speaker, Senior Professor P.Hewagamage, Deans of all faculties, professors, lecturers, administrative and non-academic staff members, authors, and students. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the organizing committee, I am honored to deliver this vote of thanks for our annual science research session 2024. I stand before you with immense gratitude and a sense of accomplishment as we come to the close of the inauguration ceremony for the annual science research session. It is with a great pleasure and appreciation that I extend my heartfelt thanks to all those who have contributed to the resounding success of this event. Our deepest gratitude goes to our esteemed Vice Chancellor, Dr. UL Abdul Majid, for gracing this occasion with your presence and inaugurating the session. A special note of appreciation is extended to our distinguished keynote speaker, Senior Professor P.Hewagamage, Senior Professor in Computer Science at the Department of Information Engineering in the University of Colombo, a School of Computing. Dear sir, we are truly honored to have benefited from your wealth of knowledge and experience. I would like to express gratitude to diligent individuals who played pivotal roles behind the scenes, the abstract reviewers, chairpersons of technical sessions, and session moderators. To our dedicated academic and non-academic staff members, your hard work and commitment have been crucial to the realization of this event. Your dedication to fostering a conducive environment for research and learning is truly commendable. A special acknowledgement is extended to the students, particularly the faculty media unit, for your enthusiastic involvement and contribution to the event. Your creative endeavors have added vibrancy and energy to the event. Finally, our deepest appreciation goes to the authors of abstracts and presenters. Your commitment to advancing knowledge through your research is the driving force behind this research session. We look forward to the wealth of insights and discoveries that will unfold during the course of this event. Once again, thank you all for your invaluable contribution, and I am confident that the annual Science Research Session 2024 will be a resounding success. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. With that, we officially conclude the inauguration ceremony of ASRS 2024. We hope this session has energized you for the thought-provoking presentations and discussions that lie ahead. Let's proceed to the next part of the conference. Thank you all and have a nice day.